So we've reached the final four in the Marvel Madness tournament. So let's break it down. Welcome to the newest episode of SDW.
Super Dario World!
It's a me,
Dario!
Woohoo! Let's go!
All right, so I gotta tell you, I'm really enjoying doing this. This is a lot of fun for me. I love what-if scenarios. I love hypotheticals. They're a lot of fun for me. So I've been really enjoying this bracket. Fortunately, I missed another round because I just keep forgetting to check. and then suddenly in the morning show, I find out, oh yeah, it's closing today. I'm like, fuck. I missed it. I missed the deadline for this one. But fortunately, it's a long tournament, and you can still vote. Go to rock1053.com, click on Marvel Madness, find it right there. And let me just, apparently round 5, it's open from now until April 22nd. And so that's 2 days from now at 10 a.m. if you still want to vote. So let's continue here. Well, first off, let me break down the round that I missed. In case I don't know, you may not have checked the website, but before I get into that, let me just give you a quick reminder. You can listen to the podcast pretty much anywhere: SoundCloud, YouTube, the Radio app, all that stuff. Any comments, questions, or suggestions, you can find me at Dario the Show on Instagram or at SuperDario_World. Also, like my Facebook page, Super Dario World. That always helps out. And I guess if you want to follow my YouTube channel, I'm going to start doing video stuff there soon, so keep an eye out for that. All right, so let's get into the tournament. This is the tournament to define who the greatest Marvel superhero is. And the things that define this here is, 1, based on power level, 2, based on cultural importance, basically, a.k.a. popularity. So at the end of the day, it's kind of a popularity contest, which is, it's fine. It's fine. I don't mind it. I don't mind a good popularity contest. But let's break this down real quick. On the West, we had the Hulk number 1 Hulk taking on 4 Deadpool. Deadpool won that one. By the way, I'm just going to go through this round really quickly because the next one is actually the fun one. We had number 6 Professor X taking on number 2 Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange won that one. So the next round was Deadpool versus Doctor Strange. We'll get into that one in a minute. Then we had Spider-Man, number 1 Spider-Man taking on number 4 Vision. Spider-Man whooped them. We had number 3 Scarlet Witch taking on number 2 Captain Marvel. Scarlet Witch won that one. And so it's number 1 Spider-Man versus number 3 Scarlet Witch. Then we had number 1 Captain America taking on number 4 Storm. Captain America won that one. And probably what would have been the greatest fight here, we had number 3 Phoenix taking on number 2 Thor. Thor won that one. So it's Captain America, number 1 Captain America taking on number 2 Thor. Moving on, in the final bracket, we had number 1 Iron Man taking on number 4 Silver Surfer. And then we had number 3 Black Panther taking on number 2. Oh, by the way, Iron Man won that one. And then we had number 3 Black Panther taking on number 2 Wolverine. Wolverine won that one. So if you're following the numbers here, it's 4 Deadpool versus number 2 Doctor Strange. Number 1 Captain America versus number 2 Thor. Number 1 Iron Man versus number 2 Wolverine. And number 1 Spider-Man versus number 3 Scarlet Witch. So, again, Eddie did a pretty decent job with the seeding here. I was kind of upset over a few of them, but at the end of the day, looks like he was mostly right. Mostly right. Or, in the ballpark. So, the fights here. And this one, unfortunately, we already have the results for these, but I'll still break them down. We had a number 4 Deadpool, number 4 seed Deadpool taking on number 2 Doctor Strange. Deadpool took down the number 1 seed, the Hulk, which honestly wasn't that shocking because right now, Deadpool, he's the hot team, right? He's riding a wave. He's riding a wave that's it's pretty interesting. And taking on Doctor Strange, honestly, Doctor Strange, he's very powerful, but he's also kind of new. Most people had no idea who that was. So he's kind of like I won't say he's a B character, but he's just not as popular as Deadpool. Deadpool is a pop culture icon. Well, and especially now. Before he was super popular, now he exploded. So it's really not a surprise here. Deadpool won that fight. So the champion on that bracket is Deadpool, right? Then we have number 1 Spider-Man taking on number 3, my girl, the Scarlet Witch. And this one is no surprise. On power level, Scarlet Witch has Spider-Man all day, every day. I mean, Spider-Man's really quick. if he attacked all out really quickly, he might have been able to do something, especially because Scarlet Witch kind of takes her a minute to get going sometimes. But in terms of popularity, I've said it multiple times. In fact, I'm almost, actually, no, I'm not tired of saying it. I enjoy saying it. Spider-Man is the crown jewel of the Marvel Universe, okay? So it's no surprising number one Spider-Man took down my girl Scarlet Witch, which it hurts. It hurts. She's my favorite female character from the Marvel Universe. So that was hard. That was hard to go through. Next, we had a number one Captain America taking on number two Thor. Now, Captain America is my favorite male superhero from the Marvel Universe. Unfortunately, Chris Evans did not do him justice. His Captain America is way too soft. Captain America's kind of an a-hole. You know, he's an old World War II that he's a scruffy dude. He's closer to Clint Eastwood in what was it in what's the name of that car? Gran Torino than to Chris Evans. So I was not a big fan of Chris Evans's Captain America, and I can see why a lot of people don't like him. I always liked him. I find his story super interesting. He's actually a very tragic character. I mean, you think about it, he's lost absolutely every single person he's ever known and loved, which is brutal. But I don't know why he's not more popular. I guess because a lot of people see him. The problem is that a lot of people see him as the Boy Scout, as the goody two shoes. Not even close. Like he's the soldier, but he's kind of an a-hole, and he's actually a fun read. Depending on the storyline, he's actually a really fun read. I particularly enjoyed the Ultimates. I've talked about the Ultimates a lot, and in Civil War, that's when he got me. Like Captain America during the Civil War storyline, that's when I was like, okay, I'm 100% a Cap guy. Like this dude. He knows what's up with life. You don't stab your friends in the back. You stand by your people, and so even if it means you risking everything. So I mean I won't get into it too much. The point is, I like Captain. Unfortunately, I think this was a battle of Chris's, and Chris Hemsworth. He's way cooler than Chris Evans. He's Thor. The character's more fun. He has a weird accent. We have a fat Thor. He's funnier, and so yeah, I think that had a lot to do with it. And also in power levels, Thor is definitely more powerful than Captain America. Maybe Cap would have beaten him with some strategy, but straight up fight, not looking good for Cap. So Thor won that one. So we got a number 2 seed there. And the final fight was a number 1 Iron Man taking on a number 2 Wolverine. So here, not surprisingly, the winner was Wolverine because, as I've said multiple times, and I mean multiple times, Wolverine should have been a 1 seed over the Hulk. Wolverine is one of the most, he's the most iconic X-Men. He's one of the most iconic comic book characters. He's one of the most iconic anti-heroes of all time. He changed the game. Once Wolverine entered the Marvel scene, the game changed. The comic book world changed. So, this one was, I haven't seen the results yet, but it's probably not even close. So, if you're following along right now, the next fight, the next round where you can vote is number 4 Deadpool taking on number 1 Spider-Man versus number 2 Thor taking on number 2 Wolverine. And these matchups are fascinating. So, like I said, like I've said multiple times, Spider-Man, crown jewel of the Marvel Universe, but the hot team right now, the team that's on the hot streak, that's the most popular he's ever been, is Deadpool, right? And now there's genius in both characters. There's actually, if you ever have a chance, check out comic books where Spider-Man and Deadpool are together. It's comedy gold. It's hysterical. It's the greatest bromance partnership out there. It's hysterical. The beauty of Spider-Man is that you can mix him with anybody, and he makes them fun. He makes them enjoyable. The beauty of Deadpool is that you can mix him with anybody, and either they'll get along great or he'll annoy the fuck out of them. But either way, it's great. So those two have their own particular form of charm. Now, a lot of people have asked me, because I mentioned multiple times, Spider-Man, he's the crown jewel of the Marvel Universe, but why is he that popular? And I have a theory about Spider-Man, and it's actually pretty logical if you think about it. The reason why Spider-Man was so popular above everybody else, even though most people don't like spiders, is because Spider-Man was kind of the first character that was a geek. This was an ordinary, nerdy dude who, out of nowhere, got superpowers. Now, if you think about it, who buys comic books? Geeks, right? That's it. Nerds. That's back in the day. That was the stigma, right? It's like, oh yeah, geeks, they read comic books. So that was their fantasy, to one day, get stung by radioactive spider and out of nowhere become a superhero. And so you could project pretty easily onto Peter Parker. Now, he's also extremely well written and a whole bunch of stuff. And his villains are actually pretty good. They've handled him pretty well. They kept things. He's not out of this world powerful, so he's still relatable. He's still, he was a kid, so he had a lot of issues that everyday life that he had to deal with. But it was still everybody's fantasy. Right? If you're a geeky dude who reads comic books, your fantasy was that, oh my God, maybe one day I could become a superhero. And that's probably why he became as popular as he was. That's why he became the crown jewel. And from there, it was just good writing. But that was the setup, and that's why that's my theory at least. I could be wrong, doesn't matter. So you got everybody's favorite friendly neighborhood superhero versus the dude that everybody kind of just loves because he's so fucking naughty. Deadpool versus Spider-Man. Damn. I think who's gonna win this one? My prediction. All right, power levels. Let me see. I think they're on even ground because I think Spider-Man could actually stop Deadpool. Okay, Spider-Man is stronger for sure. I think he's a better fighter. He has the Spidey sense. He has. I don't know if he has range because Deadpool uses guns, but I mean, again, Spidey sense. He's really fast. Spider-Man's really powerful. He's really powerful, and and if he uses the Iron Spider suit, he's damn near invincible. But really, really, in power level, I think he beats Deadpool. Popularity, he's consistently been number one. He just has. Deadpool right now is in a hot streak, but dethroning the King may be a high order for him. It's rated R versus PG-13, I guess. Or PG. Maybe even E. Oof. No. I think Spider-Man takes this one. I think Spider-Man's too powerful. He's too beloved. Well, in power level, he wins it for sure. And he's just too beloved. I could see people voting for Deadpool. I just don't see them voting against Spider-Man. I just don't see it. It might be a close one. It might be very close, but I think Spider-Man takes this one. He remains the crown jewel. Moving on to the less interesting of the fights, it's still a good fight, but we got number 2 Thor taking on number 2 Wolverine. Power levels, I think Thor's got Wolverine, because again, he's a god, and also, lightning and metal bones, not really a great combination, but healing factor is a thing, and the fact that Wolverine is a psychopath is also very important. But okay, power level, I give it to Thor. Definitely. But popularity, ooh, okay. All right, let me just think about this. Thor, very much like Deadpool, this is his moment right now. This is his moment where he's probably the most popular he's ever been. Probably. I don't know. Wolverine, similar to Spider-Man, has been consistently the most popular. I mean, they finished out the Logan storyline with a bang, so a lot of people have Hugh Jackman. Actually, for all the faults of the X-Men movies, Hugh Jackman actually made people. He left people with he didn't leave people with a bad taste in their mouth for Wolverine. He actually made people like Wolverine even more, even though he was too tall to play him. But he did a good job, and so consistently, Wolverine was the best part of those movies. So I don't think that there's a hate for him. Oh, but all right, the God of Thunder versus the Animal. Oh, and they're both 2 seeds here. Okay, I'll go back to my original thing. Wolverine should have been a 1 seed. I think he's more popular, so Thor might be more popular, but Thor might be more powerful, but I think Wolverine is more popular. So I think that the final round will be a Spider-Man versus Wolverine fight, which should be fantastic. Because you got, again, the original rated R superhero, the anti-hero, versus the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, the rated E for everybody Spider-Man, crown jewel of the Marvel Universe. So that's my prediction there. I'm a little nervous about the Deadpool Spider-Man one. The Wolverine, I'm nervous because I actually want Spider-Man to win. The Wolverine Thor, I'm not as nervous. I'm pretty sure it's going to be easy, but Deadpool's he's been having a round, man. He's been having a tournament, so it should be fun. I'm actually excited. Like I said, I've had a lot of fun doing this. I have to think of something special that I'll do for the final round. I'll think about it, but as always, any comments, questions, or suggestions, you can find me at Dario on Instagram or at SuperDarPeriodWorld. Go to rock1053.com, click on Marvel Madness to vote. As always, thank you for listening, and I'll see you again next time.